Hello and welcome. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Stuart Goldsmith. This is my Infinite Sofa, my massively interactive chat show with the very best performers from all around the world. Tonight, our guests include a former HR marketing manager turned good person, a musical comedy / voiceover artiste with good hair, and honest to goodness, Tim Vine. Clap now.
Hey.
You're watching on Twitch via infinitesofa.com, or perhaps you're watching in the near future where the US president has made a full recovery, or perhaps you're in the far future where he is actually dead. After you can't touch me on that, it's fine. After 6 months of broadcasting, I now finally understand how this platform works. So please follow and subscribe. If you're in the chat stream, jump in it and please tell me now. Don't think about it, just blurt it out and then type it in. Tell me your Hobbit name. Your Hobbit name. You get on with those as I do today's open-sourced monologue, today brought to you by people whose names I shall reveal in a moment. This is the official open-source monologue. Ireland, this is me. I've got to remember to lean into it. I've got to remember to lean into it and start properly. Ireland has ruled that high sugar levels in Subway rolls mean that they cannot be classified as bread. Subway fear that the decision could drive bread production underground, like Subway. Anyone? Absolute silence. Sorry, Eamon. That was Eamon's gag. I didn't find it. Next bit of topical. This is the only time in your life you'll hear me joke about football. Following their shock 7-2 defeat to Aston Villa yesterday, Liverpool FC have been found guilty of breaching COVID guidelines for letting more than 6 in. Yeah, there we go. That's a result. That was Wardy. That was Wardy's joke. Congratulations to Wardy. And of course, Spitting Image. Spitting Image has returned to our screens for the first time since 1996. Rubber-faced, grotesque, and carrying out acts of stupidity. Piers Morgan, etc., etc. Well, you get the that was by Wardy and Eamon. Give Wardy and Eamon a huge round of applause. Thank you. Thank you to the unpaid writers. If you would like to submit a joke to the open source monologue, then join us on Monday mornings at 11 when we script this very show. On the show tonight, Tim Vine, Tom Ward, and Alexis Strum. No. Before we introduce my assistant to the show, I just want to find out everyone's Hobbit names. Grunge Bottom Sniffle Pack. This was a mistake, wasn't it? Furry Ricefoots. Pipkins. I don't mind Pipkins, it's subtle. Blongodo, Jumbo Hairyfoot, Jimbo Haggins, Windy Rob. Windy Rob says Heather. Fascinating. Three Breakfasts Mia. Bumbletoes the Shirty, says GSV. That's good. Jonah Windbag. Abby points out, I'm already 5 foot. I don't need a Hobbit name. That's totally fair. Redwood says, not in a hole snob. Flossiath says Flossie and Matthias. We'll come to that in a minute. Mary Pipkins, Crumb Smoky Bummit. Lilbo Laggins says Yikes Luke. Great work. Jambo says Jolly Jammy Dodgers. Histor Crow says a sideways look at the news. Now, have I told you this before? This is unrelated to the Hobbit game. Did I tell you about my son? David, did I tell you about my son and his sideways look?
Yes.
Yes, fine. Well, I won't go into that again. And Wardy says apparently, oh no, that was a reference to Wardy's great joke. Well, that was organised, wasn't it? But now let's find out who on earth just spoke to me. Shut your whore mouth. It's David Hoare. Hey! Nice. I like your visual joke, but you forgot your catch gesture. Oh no, I tried to spotlight you and it didn't work. Do it. Come on. We'll go in clean. Go in clean.
Let's do this all again.
Shut your whore mouth. It's David Hoare. There we go. Can you imagine if we rehearsed for a single second how slick this show could be? Could you imagine? Now, as you will know, with me and David Hoare, it's not really a double act in the traditional sense. He's the remdesivir, dexamethasone, and monoclonal antibody cocktail to my nice cup of tea and a sit down. That's the introductory gag. Did that work, David?
I didn't understand it, so maybe?
Have you not been watching the news?
No.
No, fair. Totally fair. Let's not assume that the viewer at home has been watching the news either. This is David. He's a dickhead, but he's very welcome. He's very welcome. He's a big friendly guy, and it's good to have him here. Hey, do you know what I didn't do, David? Do you know what I didn't do? I didn't prep the sofa for today's introductory question.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
No,
I've got an introductory question, and it's quite difficult. Maybe we should dump it and just have a little introductory chat.
No.
No, David, what do you reckon?
They'll snappy. They can think. They'll be good.
Did you just fail to say the sentence, they're snappy, they can think, because you were clicking too much? You know what happened? What hope does that give us?
Actual part of my brain out, so...
Okay, that's fair, that's fair. Well, here we go then. Sofa, I'm going to give you this warning now, and then I'm going to come to you. So hands up as soon as you've got one. As we meet the people on the sofa tonight, joining us in the studio audience, what 2 items in your house would you combine to make your life easier? As soon as you got one, put your hand up, because I should have prepped you, and I absolutely forgot. They haven't put their hand up yet, but I'm going to pick someone. It's, I tell you what, it's Flatius. Let's meet Flatius. Now, before we even do any of this bullshit, let's deal with this bullshit. So Flossie, dear friend of the show, member of the SoFam, and Matthias, dear friend of the show and member of the SoFam, are normally separated by several countries. Matthias being from and often in Germany, and Flossie being from Australia and often in London. What the fuck, guys? What's going on?
I'm really popular. Everyone wants to travel around the world to meet me.
You totally are. Is this a sort of splinter group show within the show whereby other members of the audience come around your house?
You know how yours isn't a cult? Mine's a cult.
Yeah, totally reasonable. Totally reasonable. Well, for your cult, Flossie, what 2 items in your house would you combine to make your life easier, please?
Oh my God. Sorry, Whiskey has fallen in love with Matthias. I think Matthias is going to take him away when he leaves.
So the 2 items would be Whiskey and Matthias. An excellent start to the game. Very good. It's going to make your life easier. Hands up if you've got one. What have we got? I'm going to come to Michael just because Michael is new to the show and was literally looking around the room for inspiration. Don't think I didn't see you going, oh, Christ, any 2 items. There aren't 2 items in Michael's room. Michael, what 2 items would you combine?
I actually have got one. My dressing gown, my lovely sort of warm dressing gown, and my extensive Tupperware collection, so that I can be prepped to eat soup in bed.
Welcome to the show, Michael. What an introduction. And listen, Michael, I can't be the only person that thought you were going to say my dressing gown and my lovely warm dressing gown. The one kind of ultimate dressing gown. That would have been sensational.
Great
Michael,
idea.
tell us, Michael, where are you joining us from? Where are you?
I am in York at the moment.
Hang on a minute. You've not been on the show before, have you? You've been in the green room before?
I know, I've been lurking in the chat, but that's about it.
Lurking in the chat. What's your name on Twitch? Do you mind telling us, or is it a secret identity?
Of course, it's Salman Kushti.
Oh, you're Salman Kushti. Great work, Michael. Welcome to the show. Let's find out a few more of what these absolute bellends have got to say. Speaking of absolute bellends, this is also new to the show. My friend Silver. Silver, you've got big background noise happening. You watching telly or something?
No.
Oh, it's just stopped. Welcome to the show. This is Silver. He's a friend of mine from Edinburgh and from the world of street performing. Silver is a fantastic physical clown and mime artiste. Would you tell us, Silver, what 2 items in your house would you combine to make your life easier?
First one is someone that's sitting across there who's 21 and at university. If he paid rent, that would make my life a lot easier. And the second one, here he is here. He's not paying rent and he's 21. That would make my life a lot easier. And the other one was Joanna. This is live. It's not recorded. What was the other thing that would make my life easier?
It's such a phenomenal introduction to the show and a real taste of Silver.
200 million.
No, that's right. I have actually forgotten what the second one was, but I think that counts as 2. We've got a 21-year-old son not paying rent. That counts as 2.
This format of the show is going to be called in future an axe to grind. Feel free, if you do have an axe to grind, feel free to slam it into the show in an attempt to settle some scores. Hands up, anyone else who's got one? We've got Rachel over here. Welcome back to the show, Rachel. What 2 objects would you combine, you angel?
Right, I think I would combine my husband's toasted sandwich maker and the rubbish bin.
Part of me wants to find out why, but part of me just loves not knowing. Do you have any more? Do you have any more on that, Rachel?
No, I just hate it. It's stinky and
they're both hinged. They're potentially both hinged. Great work, Rachel. Thank you very much. Apologies, we must move on with the show. Plumbers. Hello, plumbers. How's your day off been?
It's been marvellous. Thank you ever so much for asking.
Please let your answer be, I would combine my 2 favourite guitars to create a 3rd most favourite guitar.
Okay, let's go with that.
That looks like the face of a man who's been caring for a small child and has not brought his A game. Welcome, Plums, to the show.
This is my escape, Stuart, tonight.
Not at all, not at all. Great to have you. Now, let's go over here to Teresa and Damo, or Damo and Teresa, as I like to think of them. Hey, guys, welcome back to the show. What would you combine in your house, please?
Well, we're in an Airbnb in St Ives on holiday, and we're just getting used to it. But I have found something we can combine.
Oh, hello. There's a physical element. I wasn't expecting this.
There are two of these footrest things, but they're both pathetically small, so I combine them both so I can actually put my feet up on them.
Is anyone else, thank you, Damo, is anyone else thinking if it wasn't for the dressing gown soup starter, we'd be thinking that this game was absolutely fucked? Bean, what have you got for us, Bean?
Listen, I've got nothing right now.
Looks like the face of someone who's been teaching hard all day. So this is my fault. I should have prepped you. I'd ordinarily prep. Alex, save us.
Instead of a bed where a TV pops out, I'd like a bed with a record player that pops out so I can listen to my vinyls in bed, because I'm that kind of arsehole.
I like it. And the rest of you, see? It doesn't have to be funny. Okay. What a slam. I've just allowed you to record, Abby, but I'm now going to forgive you because clearly I meant to spotlight you. Forbid record, just in the nick of time. Abby and Jack, hey guys, what would you combine in your house, please?
I'd probably combine my bed and my swivel chair so I could have and then I'd just never get out of bed and just like walk about town with it. Like just
I like it. I don't know if anyone else is getting massive Wi-Fi lag from you. Yes, David's nodding. Abby, tell us quickly in a sentence what you do and we'll try and ignore the Wi-Fi lag.
Great, sorry about that. I didn't think about this. Just Jazzcat and another lamp because the brightness on this is not very good. That's a tedious answer.
I like it. And listen, if you know your answer is going to be tedious, a little apology at the top goes a long way. Thank you, Abby. Let's go to David Hoare. David, have you got something for this?
I would combine one of these picture frames and this picture I drew of you so I can never sleep again and get more sleep.
Thank you. Now, neither can any of us. Let's go to Leaky. Hey, Leaky, what would you combine?
I would combine a lens cloth and a microphone because I've got very lonely in lockdown and this is my only
what a lonely little face that is. What a wee sad boy there. Leaky, this is a beautiful idea. What is the name of your little friend? Immediately come up with a name.
Mothball.
Very good, very good. And can I say, the suffering on Leaky's face when asked to improvise in a hurry was mwah! Great work, Leaky. Can we give Leaky a round of applause? That was excellent. I enjoyed it very much.
Hey.
A lonely boy with a mothball. We've also got Pete. Now, Pete, this isn't this is your second or third time, isn't it? I love your camera placing. It's so nice to see. It's so nice to see a load of space above someone's head. Pete, what would you combine, please?
A fork on my phone. So
wait a minute. I absolutely love where this is going. Please tell us in as much detail as possible exactly why.
You know, when you eat food sometimes and you can't look at the screen, so you're always looking at the screen.
I like it. I like it. The iFork, or indeed the fork phone. Clem, welcome back, Clem. What have you got for us? What would you combine, you damn Parisian?
Yes, it's very fashionable, my kitchen. I would combine a little mini windscreen swiper with my glasses because it's infernal.
Genuinely a good invention and almost certainly available in Japan. Welcome, Clem. Thanks for that. Have we done Oh, hang on. Here we go. We've got a hand up. This is unusually polite.
Yeah, sorry I fucked up. Matthias is here. I want to impress him. I would combine Australian pub food and London pubs because your food's shit, but I live here now. So
very good and typically sassy. Matthias, I think you're the last one before we start the show proper. What would you combine in your own house?
I'm not in my own house. Why are you asking?
Well, I think we've set the tone for what might be kind of a nuts show. But thank you, everybody. Let's give everybody on the sofa, give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you so much. And listen, just blame me. And let's not blame, but let's celebrate the fact that wonderful Seb of the SoFam, Sebothy, created a new spreadsheet. And as a result, there are certain things I didn't see, I didn't notice, they weren't highlighted, they weren't coloured in yellow enough, they just weren't yellow enough. And as a result, I forgot to do certain key tasks pre-show. It's going to be a lot of fun finding out what the rest of them are throughout the rest of tonight's show. Does anyone else think I'm too close to the camera? I quite like it, but I know it's upsetting some of you.
Be more close.
Be more close.
Oh, it's on
Now we're
second.
talking.
Can't
Hey,
get all
look
your
at
hair
this.
in.
Look at that. It's like some sort of content. Great Scott. Right, these members of the public have all donated to be in the show tonight. All of them donated last time, and they went in a lottery of who gets to be on the show this time. One lucky donor gets to teleport into the show and join us in time for our celebrity interview with Tim Vine. I have written a number on this piece of envelope. It's between £5 and £30. The person who donates using the button underneath the stream, the person who donates gets closest to this. They get teleported in at 10 p.m., which is in 44 minutes. So get donating, support the show. And if you happen to be logged into Twitch, join us in the chat. It's very much the mouth of the funnel. Now, we have a guest for you. Does anyone feel ready for a guest? I feel, David, like there is something that we've forgotten. Do you not? No, You've got a sort of a hurry up and get on with the show look to your face. Is that
Do
right?
I? Oh no, we're having fun and nothing makes any sense anymore. So just get on with it.
Yeah, it's been weird, hasn't it? But don't worry, because we have 3 superb guests, and I think I tell you what it is I spoke to Bean and they didn't absolutely slam me, probably because of tiredness.
Call him a dick so we can get on with the show.
I mean, I've got a mug of my favorite podcast today.
Thank you. Now we can start. Much appreciated. The Off Menu There podcast. Fantastic. Now, let's go. Let's have an act. Why don't we welcome to the floor, as soon as Alexis Strum puts her video on, and she's only in the TARDIS, everybody. Please welcome with a round of applause, which starts now, Alexis.
Hi.
Oh, great to have you. Alexis, I'm so impressed with these marvelous backgrounds of yours. Which TARDIS is this specifically?
I haven't got a Scooby-Doo and I don't watch Doctor Who, but I went on the BBC
Yes,
website.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt. I was hoping you'd say that.
I've never really gotten into it, but I went on the BBC website and I was going to have the Only Fools and Horses set behind me, but it was a bit shabby. And I thought I'd bring the glamour tonight, you know.
Oh, very good. What you thought was, these are a bunch of nerds. I'll impress them with a bit of Doctor Who.
That's exactly it. I'm buying friends. I'm buying friends tonight.
We'll go to a long shot. Hands up if you like Doctor Who. Yeah, you're in the right place. Michael, what in the name of fuck is that gesture? Do that again. Get off my show. Now, Alexis, back to you. Alexis, you are no straight. Well, before we actually launch in, what 2 items in your house or TARDIS would you combine to make your life easier?
Don TARDIS, I would go with, I never know where to look with these things. It's very troublesome. Right, I would combine, I'm plagued with bin flies at the moment. So I have bin flies throughout my house and I end up killing them on stream and I feel very bad about it. So I'm
fairly sure that's a breach of the terms and conditions.
Okay, yes, okay. I don't kill them at all. If I were to kill them, I would combine a fly swatter with probably a dating app, because I started dating again in lockdown, which is, I mean, it's actually impossible. God. Yes. So I think I'd combine it with a dating app. And then when I match with someone and they send me something really repugnant, I can just download or upload. I can upload a dead bin fly to them.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say you could kill them. Good.
Well, I mean, that's another option, but no, I wouldn't go that far.
Alexis, tell me, this is all very well, this bin fly business. Tell me, how on earth does one date in lockdown?
Well, you don't really. I mean, this is the thing. You're sort of, without going too deep, because this is comedy, right? You're just trying to get to know someone in the hope that when this is all over, that, you know, that you can start something else. It's kind of like having, I don't know if you ever had pen friends. I did as a kid. It's kind of like making pen friends.
Yes,
very
I don't
unsexy.
think I ever had pen friends. Does it hands up on the sofa? Did anyone have a pen pal? I'm not sure that I did. Couple of pen pals. Clem, did you have, what nationality was your pen pal?
She was from Burkina Faso. I don't know the adjective, but
Yeah, I don't know either. David, what would you call someone from Burkina Faso?
Wow, this could go wrong so quickly.
The answer is whatever they prefer to be called. Thank you. Very good. Excellent. I never had a pen pal, but that's good. So are you kind of firing out offers, so to speak, in the hope that...
I put out 3 offers and I'm just waiting for a heavy pencil. Yes.
Man, but you're keeping very busy, because during the lockdown you have been streaming. Were you streaming before the pandemic? No,
never. And this is my second month of streaming, second month on Twitch, and I absolutely love it.
You've only been on Twitch for 2 months. I'm sure I've seen you around before then. You're like part of the furniture.
No, I mean, I think the thing is I was doing comedy sketches and making sketches. I did one with Jason Manford, which is, you know, sort of on some of the comedy websites and whatever. And I've just been really prolific over lockdown because I lost my job. Oh, boo.
What was your job? You had, I mentioned your job earlier on. Tell us about your job.
So I've had a million jobs. I've been so many different people. I'm every woman, it's all in me. I was working in sort of HR marketing type thing. Yeah. And I lost my job because of COVID. So I thought, well, this is my opportunity to go back out there and do as much as I can, because I wasn't able to do a lot when I was working. Now I can just do whatever I want. It's brilliant.
And you're properly a mover and a shaker. You used to, according to your bio, you used to write pop music for the likes of Kylie.
This is
for the likes of Kylie. Now, does that mean for Kylie, or does that mean for the likes of Kylie?
It's with Danny Minogue. No, I did. I wrote for Kylie, Rachel Stevens. I wrote some trance songs that were big in Germany.
Whoa! I want to hear the Kylie story, but I also want to know what trance you wrote. How does one write a trance song?
Well, it's
Is it
quite
just like you just
difficult.
write down a series of beep boop, beepy beep?
No, I didn't do the music on those. I did the lyrics. I bought some like poetry to trance because I started.
Can you tell us one of your trance lyrics, please?
Memories telling lies in my dreams I can't disguise. Could this be my paradise?
I love it.
You know.
I love it.
Yeah.
Matthias, is that ringing any bells?
Yes, very much.
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
I'm huge in Germany.
Beautifully yes-anded, Matthias. And tell us, what did you write for Kylie, for heaven's sake?
So I wrote a song called Still Standing, which was on, I never remember which album it was. It was on an album.
I'm the same. Whenever I write for Kylie, I just chuck them out there and just, who cares?
But it was great because I sang backing vocals on it. So I went to see her perform it at Hammersmith Apollo. And it was really like a phenomenal feeling when you see the lyrics that you've written up on the screen, people singing along. Wow, that's like an incredible feeling.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I'm happy to say in the stream chat, 4-star points out, I've got that on 12-inch blue vinyl, which I assume is a real thing as opposed to some awful graphic heckle.
Yes, I think it was. Yeah, it wasn't negging, was it?
No, I don't think so. And you've toured as well. You toured with Busted. Tell us about Busted.
Darius, Abs, Kim Marsh.
So far, I've heard of Busted.
Hang on. Just
wait.
Go on, take over, resident musical expert David Hoare.
Just Abs on his own.
Yeah, he went solo for a little bit.
Not the rest of 5, just Abs.
No. And Appleton, which was half of All Saints, when All Saints
they
did the opposite of when a baby is born and the cells all kind of that's what they do. They divide. They divided. What's that called? Biology.
Great science. Also, let's take the less talented part of All Saints and just throw them over there.
Whoa. We're not slagging off All Saints here. My wife happens to love Pure Shores. You can shut your whore mouth.
I'm saying the less talented section went off one way and then we'll put the other section
I've muted David. It's been weeks since I've muted David. I feel so happy about it. I'm so sorry you had to put up with that, Alexis.
It was terrible.
Of these I'm not going to say made up, but certainly pop stars, some of whom I recognise.
Yeah.
Who have you found? Presumably, have you had work? You've been touring with them, so you've been in quite sort of full-on heightened situations with them. Who have you found who was absolutely lovely, and who would you sooner forget?
Oh well, that's really difficult. So I was briefly a pop star. That's why I toured with them. I wasn't just like the groupie. Just to set that straight. The best person.
No one thought that. Is that you protesting too much? Sorry, go ahead.
Perhaps. I really liked David Van Day from Dollar fame, I have to say. And
I've heard of Dollar. I'm from the 70s. Great.
I was in a really, really awful play with David Van Day and Darren Day. So it was all the days in this play. And David Van Day was
that the title?
Lovely. It was. No, I won't even tell you. It was called Guilty Pleasures. You can imagine the level of this play. Anyway, so he was my favourite, I would say. Least favourite. I wrote a song with Jessie J, and she didn't like me. And she asked that I didn't come back for the second day of the session.
Well, Alexis, it will probably please you to know that I have barely heard of her. I think I know who Jessie J is. What's she done?
It's all about the money.
Oh yeah, I have heard of that. She's massive.
She's a huge international star.
Well, she sounds like a jerk. Don't clip that.
Hates me.
Mate. So you're not just how How is it that you've had such an incredibly full and varied experience? You do a podcast called the Funny Women's Survival Guide podcast.
Yep.
You were in the Funny Women comedy competition. You're obviously doing stand-up, you're streaming. What is it about all of these different things that keeps you, like, do you wake up and think, I'm going to do something new and mad?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, I think my natural niche is Twitch, because or streaming in general, because you can come up with an idea for a show in the morning and have it live that evening, and you know, it's like trial by fire. But it's great because, like, I like the idea of the community as well, and building a community, and you get ideas as you do on this show, and you bounce off people. So that for me is probably my favorite thing at the moment. The acting work has pretty much dried up, if I'm truly honest.
Fair dues.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit more about Twitch then, because I saw a thing on your Twitter earlier on about you dealing with sexist hecklers on Twitch. We've had very few hecklers, mostly because what we do isn't attractive to passing trade on Twitch.
Right, okay.
But what sort of heckling have you had to put up with, and how have you dealt with it?
Well, I don't get much. I think because I'm a bit older, and I'm just not that kind of personality. I think I'm quite intimidating. But I do this stream called the HR department, and as soon as I put the glasses on, no one dares. But one guy dared at the weekend, and he was called Kinky something or other. And so I really enjoyed it because I just pulled him up. I mean, if I'd have been younger and more insecure, I would have been, you know, really, it would have thrown me in the stream. But I just ruined him. Thought, I'm not having this.
Great.
You know, because I had a female guest on who's very attractive, and it's just like, you know, it's you just don't need that, do you?
We were on front page one time, and like the following week we had a bunch of new people watching the show, which was lovely. Soon got rid of them, but one or two of them early doors were quite chippy, and you sort of go, oh wow, this isn't what my understanding of Twitch is so nascent. It's only been 6 months. 6 months. We saw a little thing ping up today.
Babes.
It's I know, it's mad. So I'm sort of unused to the idea that casual surfers who would otherwise be happy watching someone play Call of Duty or something would drop in, spout a load of bullshit and bail.
It's a bit silly because A, they know they're going to get banned, and B, their name comes up. So it's sort of a bit, not really like being heckled, because it comes up, it's like Dave whatever. I mean, then they come back and invent another name sometimes, and then it's like more fun. But I'm just like, not that I want to encourage it, but don't mess with me. I'm a single parent. I am hard, you know. I am hard. So yeah, I just see it's fun now.
And please don't clip that either. So when I started talking about people watching us, Lily the Tree Frog pointed out, hey, I'm still here. Thanks, Lily the Tree Frog. It was you then. It's lovely to see that one additional number on the stream. John K2K says 6 fucking months, people. True. Maggie says I'm used to regulars being total pricks. That's true. We don't have hecklers so much as total pricks. Seb says I've got my finger over the ban button. Perfectly reasonable. And Rat Frequency says I saw a stream the other day where the late Dot Cotton murdered famous dickheads through the medium of Mega Drive games. It was amazing. I think, is that Suze? That sounds to me like Suze Kempner.
Yeah, she's great. She's been.
Have you had Suze on one of your shows?
She came on the HR department as Malcolm Dempster. She's got this alter ego, and it was wonderful because my character and her character have got a romantic history, so we had a lot of fun, and I'd love to do more with her. There's a few people I'm getting to know, as I'm sure you know, like there's a few of us that do pure comedy and improvisational stuff, and we're all starting to get to know each other and go on each other's streams. It's lovely. It's like, you know, it's like being part of like rep theatre or something. It's really good fun.
That is the first time I think in the history of the internet, Twitch has been likened to rep theatre. Although I do behave like an actor manager throwing my weight around. So tell us about the HR department then. What does it do? How does the show work?
Okay, so it's my favourite thing that I do, because I've based it on all the awful people that work in HR, and I get celebrities on, because obviously comedians are out of work at the moment, so I get them on as a guest and I try and find them a new career. Perfect.
You know. Have you had any success stories? Has anyone come away thinking, bloody hell, you're right,
no.
and then left comedy?
No, because I'm just really horrible to them in the stream, and just take the mickey out of them and do their CV, but do it terribly. And then I get the audience to vote at the end of the show what job they should go for. And they're the most ridiculous, you know, like what was it? Stevie Martin got voted to be a coat hanger, I think. I don't know.
Nice.
They're all really awful jobs, but it's just really sort of, it's kind of taking the pain of what's happened to the comedy industry, which is definitely serious, and just trying to flip it and go, oh, look, you know, we are all funny. We're all great. And these guys that come on are all going to be around. We just got to go for a little bit of a hiatus, I think.
Yes,
for a
well,
while.
quite right. And listen, seeing as comedy nearly died, but only almost died, let's talk about the time I almost. That was a link.
Yes.
Get the link
Oh,
on
that was good. Nice segue. Liked it.
Well, I think the
so-
secret with the segue is if you ever get away with one, make a great big song and dance about it and really underline that you did it. That's always been my secret.
Your mum will be so proud.
I'm sorry, David.
Do you reckon the show would actually be a tight 90 if you didn't point out every time you did something amazing?
The reason I've stopped there, I can't come up with a smart remark because I think my wife said something exactly the same as that
Yes!
about 2 weeks ago.
Me and Mrs. Goldsmith are well in sync.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
You're the
Facebook
third
friends with
wheel,
your
I
mum,
can
so
see
bin it. Now, Alexis, back to
Okay,
Alexis.
time I almost. So I basically, as you can probably tell from just the chat, I've done many, many things in the entertainment business and come very close and sort of not really succeeded. I've just tried lots of things out. And so I wrote a book about it. And I've also got a comedy night that's unfortunately can't run it now because of COVID, so it's now come online and I do it on Twitch, and it's all about celebrating all the times in your life where things almost happened but didn't quite. So those sliding doors moments. For example, I was almost Matt LeBlanc's wife in a huge American sitcom.
Oh, wow.
True fact. Almost.
That's incredible. Incredible.
Almost.
For myself, I was almost the new presenter of the new version of Art Attack. True story.
No way.
I got down to the last two to present new Art Attack, and I was going to end up, they were going to fly me to Argentina for 6 months to do the show. And
I thought you meant as punishment. Okay, sorry. Go on.
no, I did an audition where I had to do an Art Attack, and I did like a big Art Attack and everything. It was just the best. So let's talk about almost. Who have we got on the sofa? And join us with the stream chat as well. Suggest some almosts. And hands up in the room if you have an almost. Did anyone get a near miss for anything? I'll go to the stream chat first. Sylv, I'm unmuting you as long as you promise to have polite chat and no background noise. I realise I've left you muted for ages. Many apologies. Mr. Hardacre says, I come from a long line of people who were almost Matt LeBlanc's wife. Who knows? Let's see. There was one up here. That baldy fella, hello, Nick, says, I was on an MTV competition and almost won a private screening at Skywalker Ranch with George Lucas. I actually came third place. Oh, that's a good
That's
almost.
a hard one to swallow.
That
It
is
needs an
tough.
affirmation, I think.
Oh, let's do an affirmation then. Let's
Yes.
lead us in an affirmation.
So I'm going to lead you in an affirmation. So what we like to do when someone's told their story is we give them an affirmation. Tonight's ones, I'm going to base them on sort of Love Island sayings.
Okay.
So we all have to chant it on 3, and that's going to make him feel better and give him some closure.
Fantastic. So you
Okay,
go for
let
it.
me
We'll all
think of
chant on
something.
3.
All right. You just do you right now, babes. All right. That's going to be the affirmation. On 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
You
just do you now, babes.
Right now, babe.
You just do you now, babes.
Kind of doesn't work with the lag, but yeah, we can go with that.
Yeah, it was a bit laggy. But it worked. I liked it very much.
Yeah.
Matthias says, Matthias, I'm going to read this out. Matthias said, I almost got killed today when I told Flossie that she wasn't the first SoFam member I planned to go to. Oh. EastEnders levels of infamy there. Leslie Gold almost got a spot on Jeopardy. Incredible. Jambo was almost the administrator for the Citizens Theatre in Glasgow. Redwoods was almost on the second series of Big Brother after I accidentally auditioned.
How can you accidentally audition? That's insane.
I have no idea how you do that. Flossie?
I almost had a regular spot on Neighbours.
No way. Tell us more detail, please.
I was just going to be some bitch named Caroline. I was going to smash it. I would have done such a good job, but alas, someone thinner came along.
Did you genuinely audition for a spot on Neighbours?
Didn't audition, but they did come to my school and headhunt me. So
Whoa! Very
I've
good.
heard that they headhunt for neighbours at schools. That's very strange. Can I give Flossie an affirmation?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, we all have to do it for Flossie. So it's going to be, I think, don't let no one mug you off. On 3. I think that's fitting. 1, 2, 3.
Don't
let no one mug you off.
Okay.
Lovely
Do you
stuff.
feel better?
Are you feeling better, Flossie?
I've never felt better in my life.
You look like the purple one in a box of Quality Street.
Well done. I understand why you cannot attack mates. Pretty damn
That is the gentlest slam Flossie and anyone has ever go, well, now I understand why you didn't get the Art Attack job.
Jeez, it's harsh in
Someone
here,
said,
isn't it?
listen, there's an opportunity for beef here. I think if I can find it up in the stream chat. Bethany said, I almost went off with Herring after his gig in Carlisle in 2003, but I had to drive my ex back to Newcastle.
Oh.
Goodness me, went off with. Great Scott. Probably we shouldn't have done that one. Anyway, Schadenfreude says, I was almost the Milky Bar kid, and by almost, I mean we arrived after the audition finished. So sweet.
Oh, that's
Bless you.
heartbreaking. That's really heartbreaking.
And anyone else? Do we have one more here for an affirmation? Oh, here we go. Clem. What have you got for us, Clem?
Well, I nearly worked in the costume department of Marcella. It's not my language, but I had an accident and I couldn't go to my interview.
Oh, no. Can you tell us what Marcella is? Or Marcella?
It's a thing on ITV. It was with, She's Got a Fringe, with Anna Friel, I think it was.
Oh, a thing on ITV with She's Got a Fringe. I mean, Anna Friel. That's the one.
The drama. I watched it. It was amazing.
Well, I could have done all the, I could have dressed a person on it and I didn't.
Oh, gutted, mate. And a final affirmation, please, for Clem.
Yeah, shut up, babe. You're amazing. Right?
Together.
So on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Shut up, babe. You're amazing.
Alexis Strum, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us.
My
Can we have a quick
pleasure.
shout out for your stream? Where can we find you?
Yes, twitch.tv/Alexis Strum, at Alexis Strum everywhere. I'm mainly on Twitter though, to be honest with you, because that's my age group, that's my demographic. There you go.
What is the Twitter demographic? I've only ever heard Facebook associated with an age group before.
Yeah, I don't know. Facebook's like all the mum chat really, and I swerve that. Twitter's more people getting cancelled. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, well, maybe I like mums. Alexis Strum, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much, Alexis. Great to have you. Alexis Strum there on the chat. Now, remember, you can follow us on YouTube, youtube.com/ComComPod for Comedian Podcast, my side hustle. And also, you can follow us here on Twitch. If you're in the chat, drop us a follow. And remember to turn notifications on, and I will send you comparatively few hectoring emails. Remember, you can still teleport into the show. You have 23 minutes left to do it. There's an envelope back there with a number between £5 and £30, and the closest to the mystery number when entries close at 10 p.m. will be teleported into the show where you can ask a question for Tim Vine. It's time to play Get a Thing, everybody. You can play along at home. We're all at home, but you can play along in the stream chat. However, no one will know, but that's no reason not to do it. Time to get a thing. If you're around someone else's house, feel free to get one of their things. You've got 20 seconds. Come back here with your favorite condiment. Go. Get a thing. We'll go to a long shot so we can see everyone running away.
Favorite
condiment. A chat has broken out there as to the meaning of the word condiment. In the
I
meantime,
wouldn't make it to that part of the house in time.
hey Johanna, how you doing?
Hiya.
You're on the show, mate. You're the only person that hasn't moved, so it's just you and me chatting. How are you? Are you guys in Edinburgh right now? Where are you?
Yeah, we're just in Edinburgh just now, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Here we go. Silver's back with one. What have you got for us? What? Oh, very classy. I like it. Bit of black pepper. Sylv, can you show us the gesture that you'd go for if you were doing this in an Italian restaurant?
What?
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much. Over here, Clem, what have we got?
What that sauce?
Yes! It's Worcestershire sauce. Please, French person, say Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, not bad. Worcestershire sauce. What did Flatius come up with?
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice. You half the people love them, half the people hate them. It's Flatius. David, what have we got?
Goes great with that.
Holy Christ, that is absolutely wrong. Plumbers.
I couldn't make it.
Plumbers, what's concerning me slightly more is that your guitar in the furthest right of your picture appears to have a face.
Yeah.
Christ, is it a mask?
That's a good one.
Is it your own face?
Lemmy.
Oh, is it Lemmy?
No, it's the Tiger King.
It's the Tiger King. There we go. But I tell you what,
No,
David,
not available.
Lemmy was a cracking guess.
I've got a Lemmy one as well.
I'm sure you have. Alex, what did you go for condiment-wise?
I'm a basic bitch.
Wow.
You are a basic bitch. I love it. Anyone else over here? Let's check out Pete.
Nice.
Nando's lemon and herb. I love it. Whitest man in the room. It's Pete with lemon and herb Nando's. I'm a mango and lime guy, and I'm infuriated they no longer do mango and lime as the absolute weakling version. Over here, Biscoff.
Listen, I'll eat this shit with a spoon. Don't test me. I'll do it right now.
Whoa, let's all test Bean. Let's not test Bean. Over here, what have we got? Rachel.
Nice.
Blue Dragon oyster. That's surely that's an ingredient. Are you splashing that on your chips, Rachel?
Well, and stir fries mostly.
Yeah, fair enough. That is perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, and I'm also in York. Hello.
Oh, you're also in York. Hello. Let's go to our fellow York dweller. Whoa, what is it with Blue Dragon and their market penetration in York? Holy shit. Let's just go back. What is that? Is that a bit of nampla?
This is a generic fish sauce. It's one of the worst things I've ever smelled. It genuinely ruined my living room for 3 days.
That's because it's an ingredient, not a condiment. Don't be splashing it on your chips.
No. They have them in.
What?
They have them in like pho restaurants. They have like that stuff just on. They do use.
Yeah, but pho is it's an ingredient. It's not. Don't put it on chips, is what I'm saying. Now, over here we have Biscoff. It's the Biscoff twin.
Yeah.
Very good.
Because I've been eating it out the jar with a spoon with ice cream.
Oh, nice work. Nice, and yet sort of don't try this at home. And what have you got there, Jack? Have you gone hummus or caramelized onion hummus like a legend?
It's just basic hummus because that's all I ate when I lived in Cyprus. Like it's just 3 years of this.
I mean,
we've all been to Cyprus, mate. Okay, and over here we have. I don't think I've ever been to Cyprus. Leaky, what have you got?
This is the Burger Van Stockholm Syndrome generic garlic mayo, which may actually not have garlic in it.
Oh my God, no garlic in it.
It probably has like a tiny amount of garlic, maybe. It does have garlic. For legal reasons, it has garlic in it.
Yeah, legal garlic mayonnaise. Teresa and Damo, Marmite hummus and white rice vinegar.
I made pickled vegetables earlier and they were delicious.
They were.
Oh my God.
This while we were making the dinner.
And I love it. And I also love that you're backing each other up as well, which is very sweet when you've got such weird condiments. Good work. Have we done everybody? I think we might have done everybody. Did we do you, David? Oh, you were mint something. Mine, I like the green Tabasco, but I didn't think to go and get any, which would have been nice. Lovely green Tabasco. You can splash it on your chips. Dawn Poffins. Never heard them comment before. Need the chili sauce too. Amazing stuff. Marmite hummus. Raising Cane's secret sauce. It's for the people who don't like Nando's USP of the whole scale and hot sauces to try and see how far you get. That is fair. Changing my answer, says Yikes Lou, from Creole mustard to Tabasco. Louisiana represent. And Nick suggests we've all been to Cyprus merch. We're not doing it. Now, let's crack on. I cannot stress enough, if you've just joined the show, these are all members of the public and not people that I, for some reason, have prepped to go and get their favourite condiments. I think the winner, we should have a winner, and I think I'm going to say the winner is anyone who brought Biscoff to the party. So congrats for finding out that you can just eat Biscoff with a spoon and ice cream. For Bean, it's a threat. For Abby, it's a lifestyle. So congratulations, you get some points. A brief reminder, if you have Amazon Prime, why don't you do a thing that Amazon Prime does and subscribe for free to the show by linking it to Twitch? You can work out how to do that. Google it or something. You're watching The Infinite Sofa, and if you're new to the show, you're already less confused than I am. Donate at the button below to be in with a good chance of joining us on the sofa next week. And if you get the number between £5 and £30 that's in the magic envelope, you can beam into the show in something like 16 minutes. It's time for another act. Should we get another act on?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Let's get another act on and let's ask Tom Ward to unmute his audio and turn on his video so that we can welcome with a huge round of applause, Tom Ward.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom.
Hi, Stu Goldsmith, you handsome bastard.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Your face it's an appalling thing, isn't it? It just keeps on giving. Unrelenting.
You and I have similarly long, foxy noses, I'm pleased to see. So if I'm a handsome bastard, you are too, my friend. Having said that, your video has just disappeared and I've lost connection and I'm unable to spotlight you. Is everyone else here? Is everyone else present? I think Tom just turned up, called me out. Oh, there you are. You're back. You're returned.
What did you say? We have very long noses.
Yeah, we have similar. I've got like a long, foxy nose and chin combo, and I think you have too.
Oh, really? Thanks for telling me. I never knew that. I was having a brief period of confidence in my life, and that's gone. Foxy nose and chin. That's a new one.
Well, your fox looks very like it's sort of peeping out from behind some. I'm going to say hairy bins. This is a terrible beginning to an interview. I'm so sorry.
These are bins.
Yeah, those things.
Yeah, hairy bins. That's what they call me when I'm walking down the street with my Discman on. Here comes hairy bins.
Tom, for the sake of a frankly moribund bit of format, please tell us what 2 items in your house would you combine to make your life easier?
Oh, well, I would combine my my need for love with my inability to receive intimate love to become a comedian.
Cracking answer. Thank you, mate. How are you? How are you coping with all of this?
You know what? I'm actually on the up. The graph is moving upwards. I don't know. These things are random, aren't they? I just, you go through 4 months of depression and then suddenly you're bouncing off the walls with joy. I don't understand it.
Oh, mate.
I'm in a good place. I'm in a great place. I'm just, yeah. Are you back?
Yeah, I think there's a slight lag, which means my
or
mate came in. Yeah, there's a little bit of a lag. Apologies. What I will say is sorry to hear you've been suffering from depression, but you are on the up, and let's face it, it's always a fucking roller coaster, isn't it? This morning, my emotional state was like the outside of a cardboard box containing a bottle of Davidoff aftershave. It's like a sort of roiling sea. Can you visualize that?
Oh, that's a very intricate description. I hope your stand-up isn't as tricky as that, Stu.
I mean,
a bit
nail
wordy, a
head,
bit
frankly.
clever, isn't it? A bit too clever for the average person. You're not going to get on Live at the Apollo with that nonsense.
Well, on that we agree wholeheartedly. Have you been gigging much? Have you been able to do? We gigged together. We did like an in real life gig a while ago. You smashed it, man! What a night!
I think the audience were just so excited, weren't they? Everyone was just so happy to be out. Could you feel that? It was like just.
The lag is creating a really joyful kind of heroin-y, soupy quality.
Wasn't it? Oh no, it's lagging.
Oh mate, now I'm
Right,
frozen.
there we
This is hell. I'm so sorry. Apologies, Tom. It was a lovely gig. Was it your first back? Had you been up and running for a while?
I'd done a few. Yeah, that was one of the two that I've loved so far, and I've done about 15 since August the 6th. Because it's weird right now, isn't it, performing?
It's very strange. Did you do any weird, but did you do any like car park gigs and drive-throughs and stuff?
I had a car park gig booked, but then it was cancelled, which was just the absolute, doesn't that say it all about this whole year? A car park gig that was cancelled.
Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear it. We know that you used to be in bands. Your things, as far as I know from you, because we're not asking you to perform here. You're a brilliant stand-up. You're a fantastic musical comic as well. You are a strange hybrid combination of beautiful skills at different things. So I know that you used to be in bands. What kind of bands were you in? Were you in, for example, Busted or Jessie J?
In Jessie J.
Well, I wasn't in Jessie J or Abs. I love those references. They were very. It's just like, I love that it all stops at about 2007, and then she just freed herself from the music industry at its zenith, I think, in musical history. I was in a band, as you can probably tell from my head, and I haven't quite let it go. And I was kicked out of the band, so that was when I had to really start thinking, do I want to do this forever?
You got kicked out of the band. What were the charges?
The charges were sort of narcissism, selfishness, inability to work as part of a team. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do with the job?
Could you mind telling, if it's not too painful a memory? I always remember hearing that the Chili Peppers, they went through a string of replacement guitarists after John Frusciante. And one of them, I forget which one, Flea and Anthony Kiedis sacked him by going around to his house and shouting through the letterbox, "You're out of the band, you're out of the band." Was anything similar like that happen to you? How does one? I've never been in bands. How does it work?
No, I went to the guitarist and the bass player's flat in Deptford, they sat me down and they ended it like a relationship. And then I cried, and then they gave me a free. They gave me one of the.
Oh, this is a tender moment.
To say you can fuck off now, but that's your little. Yeah. Farewell.
You froze up, but it looks like they gave you a recorder as if to say, don't let this stop you from recording noises on your own.
Yeah, and I record gigs on it now and listen to them and laugh under the sheets.
And now that you are a successful stand-up comedian, do you feel like you've got the last laugh? Did the band go on to be famous, or
No,
did they
didn't. They were a bunch of what John Niven, the author John Niven, calls talented losers. People who are genius at what they do, but they prefer to work in guitar shops instead of sucking the devil's cock and gigging every night till someone signs you, which is what I was up for. I was up for that. So their loss.
Oh, well, listen, tell us what has been the highlight of your career, would you say, so far, post-band? What have you most enjoyed in your comedy career?
Do you know what? I really enjoy little gigs rather than the big gigs. My biggest anticlimax was a massive gig last year in an arena, not because of me. They weren't there to see me. They were there to see Jack Whitehall. But I was on his support act, and I thought, this is the greatest moment of my life. And it was probably the biggest anticlimax of my life. It was genuinely like talking into a void, just hearing my voice echo around to people, and the sort of the level of disinterest was chilling. But give me rooms of 20.
And that was the pinnacle of your career.
Well, no, I've answered the question incorrectly. I feel what I was trying to do is I was trying to portray to you how lovely it can be to play to small rooms. I don't know what the highlight is. I just don't know, Stuart. So maybe we could reconvene next week. Can I come back on next week and be funnier?
But I'm interested.
Go on.
I'm interested that you mentioned the gig with Jack, because I've supported Jack at Wembley, and so in many ways you were my replacement for that gig.
Flexing.
I know. No. He went through loads of he's very, very generous. He lets loads of people kind of warm up for him. And I had I was lucky enough. I was able to do the gig twice. So I had the wobbly one, and then I had the good one afterwards. But it is a nuts environment, right?
It's very nuts. It's totally alien. It's very different to this, isn't it? This is lovely and intimate. And we've got Bean with their hair. Don't think I haven't noticed the hair, Bean. When I see someone with hair like that at any gig, it grounds me. It's like an earth thing for electricity. I just feel
that's nice.
Calm. I think, they're going to be good people. They're going to be good people into me.
Yeah.
Do you have a particular feeling for each haircut?
Do I have a what?
Particular kind of feeling you get for each person's haircut in the audience?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Bean is important to me. Flossie's important to me.
What about David? Is he important to you?
David needs some work, but he's a third of the way towards being a hair legend. If he can just allow that sort of leftward sweep to sort of become more centralized and thicker, then we can be having some fun.
What about plumbers? Is he important to you?
I used to have hair.
I know. I've seen your pictures. We're friends on Facebook, Chris, and I have seen the pictures of you with hair, and they're glorious. Bean, do you have a question for our guest?
I don't have a question. I would just like to point out this really shouldn't lull you into a false sense of security. I am the biggest prick here. So.
Oh, that is fair. No. I think David speaks for all of us when he points at Bean.
Well, Bean, I appreciate your humility and your humanity there. That's for not allowing me to big you up in my own head. You still hear me?
Yeah, we've got you.
It was very quiet. Sorry, I thought it was just it's frozen, but it just was people were sort of bored.
Oh, no. We were involved. And we were listening. Now, listen, one of the other elements of your career, and possibly the reason why your Zoom name at the moment reads Tom Ward Voice, is that you are a voiceover artist. Tell us about that. I sort of didn't know this. I was researching you earlier today. It's the first I'd heard of it.
I narrate. The main thing I narrate right now is a TV documentary series called Abandoned Engineering.
Oh, nice! Is it? Oh, please tell me it's on at like 2 a.m.
No, it's not. It's Yesterday TV. Have you heard of Yesterday TV?
Yes, it's on the UK TV network. I used to write continuity for them, and it was hilarious writing links that said coming up tomorrow and all week on Yesterday.
That's very nice. Very good. Yeah, no, it's that channel, and it's their #1 show, which is very random. It's all about dereliction and stuff that used to be, a very central and important part of something, and then it's just left. Now it's left for dead. And it's like tunnels and bunkers and bridges and airports and fun fairs that are all just derelict and sort of being overgrown, and we go inside them, and I narrate the stories and stuff.
Oh man, that sounds great! And really, for yesterday to be the first, like the top show on yesterday, and for it not to be about Hitler, that is a genuine achievement.
He turns up. He's in every week.
Today, I was going to say today, could you Hitler this one up a little bit, just for the sake of the award?
Guaranteed. You don't. It's legal requirement that Hitler's got to be in it.
I thought we would try,
Foundation
Tom.
Insist on it.
I thought we'd try exploiting your voiceover abilities. We might come up with some things, some products for you to offer a kind of advert. Do you do adverts?
I've done some adverts, yeah.
Someone in the writer's room for this show earlier on, which you can be in, not you, Tom, you, the viewer, can be in. I mean, Tom can come as well, but I probably didn't bother. Next Monday at 11, someone mentioned that they wanted to buy a Black & Decker product, having purely heard your voice in it.
Oh, yeah, the Black & Decker advert. Yeah.
Can you give us a brief burst of your Black & Decker voice?
It was a long time ago. The new level laser line. From Black & Decker.
I like it. I think it's very nice. It's got a bit of quality. Can we have some suggestions, please, in the stream chat or in the room for products for Tom to advertise? And I think what might be nice is if we take it out of the realms of reality and maybe smash 2 existing products together. So if you have an idea for a thing and another thing, put them together. We'll get Tom to advertise them. David, immediately think of one to get the ball rolling.
I was saying, can you advertise not a prick haircuts, please?
Haircuts for people to not look like pricks.
If you would like not to look like a prick, simply allow your hair to grow to be brown, thick, and helmet-like. And I guarantee that you won't look like a prick.
It's very convincing, isn't it? There's a very seductive tone to it. Thank you so much. You want one? Well, you can't have one.
Good luck, David.
Tom, that's lovely. I should just, before we get back to this game, we've got some great suggestions coming up. But we've had 2 massive donations. A cult, I know it when I see it, just supported the Infinite Sofa with £50. That's worth a round of applause. Holy shit, I didn't know who that was. And also, Men at Arms just supported us with £50 as well, in order to leave the accompanying message, he looks like a He-Man character, that hair helmet. So thanks, Tom, for inspiring people to that extent. That really is incredible. Do you get much shit for your hair? Do people harangue you?
Not really. No, I think they can tell that it's genuine.
Non-starter.
Cry for help.
Apologies. Yeah, well, fair enough.
You got me.
Yeah, no, we've got you. Okay, so here we go. Your old band. Here's an advert. That's a great suggestion from Jack. It's you need to advertise your old band Hitlered Up, Adolf Hipster and the Vinyl Solutions.
Oh my God.
Am I supposed to narrate this?
Yeah, could you narrate that?
Adolf Hipster and the
Hipster and the Vinyl Solutions.
Vinyl Solutions. Jesus.
Do you dislike Jews?
I think that might be all we got time for that one. Thank you, Tom.
Well, I was going to even it out, but that's fine.
Oh, go on, feel free.
As an anti-Semite, I'm happy to leave it there. So that's it.
Oh my God! You've got a clang, Leaky. You've got a clang. Have you got Leaky? Can you have a thing for future shows? Can you have a thing that flashes up? Definitely a joke. How quickly could you throw that together? Could you do it while we watch?
Wait a minute. That's too
so close.
Could definitely do it.
Yes, look at that. But that must have been in about 11 seconds. I mean, they felt long seconds, but 11 seconds nonetheless. Give Leaky a round of applause. Incredible scene.
As long as it did for me, Stu.
Say again, mate.
I said not as long as it did for me.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it did. I'm sure it did. Absolutely sensational work. Well done. And apparently, this cannot be true, but apparently Wanking Kermit just supported the Infinite Sofa with 50 quid.
Oh my God.
Wanking Kermit.
He's broken.
It's just the timing was so good because I read it, and then as I said it, I looked, and it was just perfect. The timing was sensational. Thank you, Wanking Kermit. And I also said,
"Can we have that as a
You look
shirt,
so
please?"
happy as well.
Thank you. Yes, I just said thank you, Wanking Kermit. And thank you, Wanking Kermit. And they said in the stream chat, I feel represented. Holy fucking hell. Tom, can we round this off? Can you do us a quick voice advert for Wanking Kermit?
Oh, Jesus. Do we know anything about Wanking Kermit?
I mean, I think it's all there in the picture. They're just whatever you've gone for. Like maybe you could be offering some sort of an away day, sort of VR experience where you get to experience what it's like to be a Wanking Kermit.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to masturbate as a Kermit? Well, it's your lucky day. With new Wanking Kermit simulation game, you can step into the experience of being a Kermit that's wanking.
Thank you, Tom. I gave you an
I tried
impossible
my
task.
best.
I thought you did beautifully. What would be your dream voiceover gig, Tom?
I think it would have to be something about the 90s. I'd quite like to narrate a documentary about Sade. I know that's more 80s, but
lovely.
I like Sade. I still fancy her now. The fact that I fancy Sade makes me feel like a grown-up, because 60. And I think that's a sign of a man, isn't it, to fancy a 60-year-old?
Oh, yeah. Finally, some positive masculinity.
Yeah,
Great
that's
work.
right. That's right. I'm finally doing it. I've been reading books, blogs, and that was my first attempt at positive masculinity.
Thank you so much, Tom. Where can we catch up with you if we want to give you kind of job offers? Can we follow you online? Are you on Twitter?
I'm not on Twitter. I left Twitter 3 weeks ago in an impulse that felt glorious at the time, but now I regret it.
Oh, mate. I was so impressed. I looked for you on Twitter. I knew you were on Twitter. And then I went to the thing and I went, has he blocked me? And then everyone went, has he blocked all of us? And I think it's possible. Many of us were at the gig in Soho the other week. And then we said, no, you've deleted it. Just talk us through that before we finish your bit. Talk us through the impulse and the joy of it. My God, I'd love to leave social media.
Well, I'm still on Instagram. I mean, don't think I'm some sort of virtuous, lovely person that doesn't go on the internet. I still care, and I'm still, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. But I just got sick and tired of seeing all of the angry shouting.
And is there less angry shouting in your life now?
There's less angry shouting. Also, I don't have a smartphone, so it means that there's less angry shouting entering my life during the daytime. I fully recommend this. Anyone that's worried about their brain,
Oh my God. So you can get on a laptop and do any internet business that you need to, but you don't have a smartphone.
Do it at home. Or do it in the afternoon, and then I go off and live my life and, say hi to people in the street, and they look all confused, but I do it anyway.
How can we keep in touch with you then if you've eschewed social media?
I'm on Instagram, Tom Ward Comedian.
Lovely job.
TomWardVoice.com for the old website if you want to come and see a gig or whatever. Facebook
Thank
as
you.
well, Tom Ward.
Give Tom a huge round of applause. It's Tom Ward, everybody. Thanks so much, mate.
Loved it. See you later, guys.
Thanks, mate. Lovely Tom Ward. And despite a really horrific internet connection and some really slow kind of warpy kind of moments, that was just fantastic. We love Tom Ward. Now, listen, the teleport, once again, and I don't know how he's done it, but Redwoods 86 is won the teleport again. So have we sent some details? Is Redwoods in the room? Is Redwoods in the...
I've admitted him now.
You've admitted him. Incredible. This is Richard is going to be joining us because the teleport total was £10 and 1p, £10 and a penny. And Richard, you went for £11 and 6. You emerged from a cloud of vape smoke. Thanks, mate. Can we give Richard a round of applause? Thank you so much. Once again, what's your secret? How do you always end up doing this? Are you in cahoots with producer Callum?
No idea, Stu. It's more unluck than anything else.
Absolutely textbook. Thank you so much for joining us, Richard. You get to ask a question of Tim Vine. I'm reliably informed by producer Callum that tomorrow is the 6-month anniversary of the show. The first official episode was on the 6th of April 2020, and if you look back, it's incredible to see how few times anyone's gone out since then. But 6 months, and we can call it officially the 6-month thing tonight. Why the hell not? We're going to play a quick stream game, and then we are going to welcome the brilliant Tim Vine to the show. We're going to play Draw a Thing. You can play along with this in the stream chat by drawing a thing, taking a picture of it, and tweeting it to @TheInfiniteSofa. So prepare to draw a thing. Now, the successful ones, the most successful, I mean, it's got to be Wanking Kermit, hasn't it? Oh, God.
No.
No, it absolutely shouldn't be. It absolutely shouldn't be. Oh, look at him. He's having the time of his life, bless him. I think that we should draw. Can we do maybe Miss Piggy? But no, never mind. Let's just move away from the most successful ones of these were Popeye and Peppa Pig. Could we have? We need something that literally every single person knows. Any suggestions?
Wallace,
go on, David.
Wallace from Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. It's simple, it's iconic, and everybody knows it. You've got 20 seconds. Wallace from Wallace and Gromit, go now. I'm going to actually time the 20 seconds. And in the meantime, hello in the Twitch chat. You've been great tonight. I've been popping in when I can. Histor Crow says Miss Friggy. Everyone says Wanking Kermit. Wally from Where's Wally? That's good. Lady in surname here says, Stuart, I love you. I'm so pleased, but this cannot be reciprocated unless you're my wife, who has created a Twitch account in order to check me, and let's assume it's a trap. Callum, please put that picture in the Discord. Now, listen, we did get a picture. Callum's removed it now, and we got a picture of Kermit touching himself whilst watching two frogs fucking on an iPad. And it represents an absolute low, but I don't think we have we can spotlight it. Oh, look at this picture. I think this is the picture that Heather was actually referring to. This is a picture from the first show. Look at these idiots. Look at these. Look at Ian. Look at Ian. There's
Oh my God,
Roger.
Ian.
Jonathan Holloway's there. Who's that? There's Kate Emmett. Remember Kate? We lost her. Seb, she never came back. Hardacre, he doesn't bother anymore. Heather's on fire. Good work, Heather. Where Ian Wood with his little hair. I can't believe it. Al Knapp, he's here from time to time. Sean Morley represented there by a screen, an entirely black screen. Put your pens down. There will be no more time. Let us see your pictures, please. Hold them up to the camera and remove them once I have given them a good artistic going over. So let's see. Hold them right up to the camera so we can see. Very good, Bean.
Good.
Very good.
Really
I
good.
like it. Great work there from Richard, on brand as usual. David Hoare. I
tried so hard.
You really did try. To be honest, when you suggested the challenge, I assumed you had something brilliant up your sleeve. But
Suddenly assumed I had talent. No.
Michael, very good. What I love
to say.
What I love is the expressionlessness of the face, the lack of a speech bubble, and the lack of any punctuation. Like it could literally be a label of a picture of some cheese.
It looks like Wallace has had a bit of terms of service as well.
Yeah, it does. Plumbers, great work there from Plumbers. It's the halfway point between Wallace and Yogi Bear. Great job. Over here to Rachel. Very nice. Very nice.
Clown.
Very artistic. I love it. And I've just listened. We'll keep them held up. Matthias has just pointed out I was on the Zoom call of the first show, and Stu asked me to leave because he's admitted too many people. That wins you a special place in the history of the Infinite Sofa. Let's see your Wallace. Let's see your Wallace there, Matthias. Good work. I like it. And Flossie, let's see yours. Let's judge the
I
two.
had one texter and I gave it to Matthias, so it's very faint.
Oh, I don't mind it. I think it's got a sort of... there we go. Muted myself pathetically. I think it's got a frightening muted, and then suddenly it's a Zoom horror movie.
Mutiny.
Here we go.
I can't draw. I didn't try.
Almost glorious in its absolute lack of effort.
I can't draw and I'm not funny. I don't know why I'm here.
Very good. Let's go to Silver. Did you draw a picture for us there, Silver? No. Fair dues. Thanks for joining in anyway. Over here we have... Oh.
Whoa.
Whoa, hello. On the left here from Abby, tucking into a nice little bit of Wensleydale. horrifying, but at least it looks like you didn't spend too long over it. And then Jack, mein Hund, ich mochte Käse bitte. Is there a reason why Wallace is German, Jack?
It's just he's so quintessentially British. I just thought it'd be funny to make him German.
I think it is. I like it. I like your verve. Good bit of verve. Leaky. What have we got, Leaky? Horrifying.
I've accidentally drawn a bear in a dressing gown, but with the mouth of characters by Nick Park.
With a generic Nick Park mouth. Lovely stuff. Over here, Pete. Oh, he's off his tits. Look at him. He's God, that's Wallace the murder years. That is an absolutely accurate reaction. Over here, let's see what Clem's got.
Oh, it's horrific.
Very good. But what's it saying?
Oh, you're saying, Gromit. You know, in that voice.
Have you confused, because of his love of cheese, have you confused Wallace with a mouse? Is that what's happened there? Saying his catchphrase, eek, Gromit. Any more? Hold them up if we've done any more. Have we done everyone's? Hold them back up so I can see one for a judge, for a vote. I think. Oh, hello. It's got to be cheese, bitch.
I went over it in text us so you could see better.
Oh, now listen, that would win, but you broke the 20-second limit there.
I'm a rule breaker.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. I think we're going to go just purely for verve. We're going to go for German Wallace.
German.
Congratulations, Jack. 1,000 points to you. And they're all German somehow. I don't know. That's all I can come up with. Here we go then. Team, thank you so much for all your help so far. We have a teleportee. A little reminder that we script the show at 11 o'clock on the morning of the show. I can tell you that Jonathan from Wales donated £6.50. They didn't. It's just that's a leftover generic one that Seb kindly populated the script with that I forgot to delete. Now we get to our final guest, and thanks to Seb's incredible new sort of time, it's almost like the instructions in Mission Impossible that self-destruct. I've now reached cell number 157B, and it says in enormous red letters, "You're late," because this spreadsheet knows the time and it's fucking checking up on me. Nonetheless,
you're 1 minute late.
We are 1 minute late, which I think is outrageous. But we are in a position to welcome our celebrity headline guest. If Mr. Tim Vine would kindly turn on audio and video, and or let someone let him in from the waiting room in case he ended up there. He didn't. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tim Vine.
Yeah. Oh my
God. Wow, what a thrill. How are you all?
Tim, we're so good. We're so good to see you. Have you come as a combination of Flossie and Matthias? Is that the?
Well, I mean, I just I feel sorry for people who haven't got the luxurious hair of all the guests tonight. We've been very blessed.
That's
all right,
cracking.
Pipe down.
Hey! Oh. Great. Great to have you here, Tim. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for being part of the show. Hey, look, I unspotlighted the big reveal. Your hair's upside down now.
Is it?
And what's charming, and I don't know if you're aware of this. I don't know if you're aware of this. There is a fox in the background, just visible above your head.
That's simply to distract you from the books.
It really works.
Also, on the other side of me, there's actually a huge pile of clothes, and I decided I'd make that more attractive by covering it with a yellow cagoule and a green net. And I think it's worked, isn't it? It's lovely.
It does, mate. It's certainly more attractive. The problem is, Tim, and I don't know if you've noticed this in life, you're so well known for jokes and puns that whenever you pause, I assume there's about to be. Oh, for God's sake.
I've got one for this. Here we go. Listen. It's a USB stick.
Is it? Do you think it's sensible for us to ask you what you've been up to over the pandemic and the lockdown, or is it self-evident?
Hang on, let me recap.
That was a good shot.
You know what? I've recently got the internet at home, which is all. This is all I've needed to make the whole of lockdown a lot of fun. Actually, I've had a great time. Really great time. Lovely. Have you seen that new ventriloquist website? It's on Got. It's worth a look.
Tim, tell me something I have just noticed. Your background is the window behind you appears to not be real.
It's not. No, it's not. That's a picture. That's a picture. Yeah, there's another picture here. Somewhere. Oh yeah, that's me en route. But yeah, that's actually this is a goldfish. There's a goldfish in a tank there, and it's by a window. I don't know why I put a pretend window there. I've got real windows the other side, but there's a pretend one there. I went to the pet shop. I said I want to buy a goldfish. He said, "Do you want an aquarium?" I said, "I don't care what star sign he is."
Now, I didn't want to pause there to force you into delivering a punchline at the end of that description of a perfectly innocent window. But the challenge is, whenever I see something unusual in your location, I assume it's a
joke.
setup.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Well, I didn't want to pause either. I was just trying to think of a joke.
Do you find that a challenge in life that people expect you to constantly be gagging?
Well, how do you mean? Sometimes I say something serious to someone, and they go, and the expression I get is this. Like, and what's after that? And I go, no, I was just having a conversation. So sometimes it's hard to have conversations.
Oh, bless you. And you've been doing all kinds of things during lockdown. And in fact, pre-lockdown, you were doing TV. Tell us about that.
Yes, I am. Do you know, I'm going to try and get this gallery view on. Oh, look, there we are. Oh, you're all there. Oh, it's an audience. Good grief.
Sorry if I gave you the impression this was a private call, Tim.
Don't call me Scarface. It was TV was a fortuitous thing, actually. I had some sketches that I filmed about 7 years ago, and then I thought to myself, maybe I'll put them on YouTube. And I thought, well, maybe I'll make a bit of a thing of it and put something out every week, and I'll film some other bits and pieces. So I filmed a year's worth, and I started them, and then suddenly you went into the pandemic, and it looked like it was really well planned.
Yeah, it really did. So did you cook up a batch of material then? You filmed a year's worth in advance?
Yes, all 54 were finished last November. Yeah. So
Can I ask why you did it that way around rather than making one a week?
Because I already had about 40 sketches, and I thought I'll include them, and I'll add some extra bits to that. And also, I mean, who wants to be constantly making things? No, I do actually. I mean, who wants to be constantly editing something together? I thought I'd get all that done.
Oh yes, I mean, I'd love it if I could pre-record all of my conversational bits and just play them in while I'm on an island somewhere. That'd be sweet.
It's perfect, isn't it?
But you've also been jumping on with doing the online stuff. You've been doing online gigs. Did you do a version of your audience chat show on Next Up?
I did on Zoom, yes. And Zoom's an interesting sort of. It's a weird place to do comedy, isn't it? It's because you can't quite hear the laughs. I mean, I know currently there are none, but I mean, you sort of, I did all this stuff and lots of new stuff, and at the end I thought, I've got no idea whether any of that worked. I quite enjoyed that. Ignorance.
This is the one thing that we can't offer anyone on the sofa, and to my eternal chagrin, I accidentally designed a system where the audience were actually present, and you had to get them to react.
It's always better that way, though.
But and it struck me. We were talking about when we had the writers' room for this earlier on. Which is a highfalutin name for the audience. Help me write the show.
Right.
The audience write the show, and I cream off all the glory. But we were talking. I was reminiscing about your audience chat show that I've seen at Edinburgh. I forget the name of it, but it's like the audience at the start of the show.
Yeah, the Tim Vine chat show. Took us ages to come up with that.
But it's such a great concept. Can you tell us how it works? Because as we were talking about it, I thought, oh my God, have I accidentally nicked it for this show? Because it's not dissimilar.
No, well, this is very different. No, we basically treat it as though it's like Parkinson, or a kind of like a real sort of a proper chat show. We're bringing on Hollywood guests, but by just bringing on members of the audience. So people fill in forms beforehand, and I would say, please welcome. He's a carpet fitter from Leeds. It's Terry Smith. Let's hear it for Terry. And then I talk in great depth about, do you sell carpets by the yard? No, we sell them in here. All that sort of thing,
Yeah.
And we just would sort of have a chat. So it's not really with famous people. But the reason for that is because when I first did it, I thought to myself, well, maybe I'll do a chat show in Edinburgh. Everyone seems to be doing them, don't they? And it seemed like a sort of easy and fun way to get up there for the year. But I forgot to book any guests. So I said, well, let's just do the first one. We'll just bring people out of the audience and see how, and then we thought, well, actually, maybe just do it like that.
Oh, it's so lovely. and you've saved you the massive pain in the arse of booking guests, which
Exactly.
is brilliant. But one of the things I loved about that show, having seen it live, and I've heard it, and it turned into a radio show as well, didn't it? It was on Radio 4.
Yes, it was. Yes.
One of the lovely things about it was you had created this sort of system whereby, because you're speaking to members of the public and you can't rely on them to always give you bubbly, effervescent stuff, that if anyone kind of dropped a clanger or said something non sequitur or something you didn't have it for, you had a couple of systems for
Yes, well, we had a few catchphrases. We had a catchphrase, "What's been killed?" And then the audience goes,
But then the other one I was...
Sometimes I'd be talking to someone, and as they were talking, I'd sort of just briefly look at my watch like that, and then I say, "Sorry, I wasn't checking the time. I was just seeing what day it is." You know, so you have a few.
The one that I particularly loved was when someone would say something like, "I did that. I was a mechanic for a while in France," and then you would go, "You were a mechanic for a while in France. I was a mechanic for a while in France.
We were all a mechanic for a while in France."
It was just so perfect. The elegance of that system.
The other thing I do is which is also a great way of getting out of it if someone's telling a story that doesn't really go anywhere, because it turns out part of the sort of publicity for the thing was everyone's got a story, which is sort of true, but not everyone's got a story with a little punchline at the end of it. I don't know when they've ended, but you'd sort of say to someone, "So tell us about this time that you found a bat in your handbag," and they say, "Well, I was at home and I opened up my handbag and I saw this bat in there," and it turned out that the title of the story was the entire story. But sometimes I'd let them go on and on for about 2 minutes, and then I go, "Right, have you got any other stories?" Oh, it's great fun, though.
Tim, just forgive me one moment. I have a follow-up question to that. However, we've just had another massive donation to the show, and I'd love it if everyone watching feels like this is how it always is, but it's very much not. Please Move Kermit's Arm has just supported us with an unfeasible amount of money, and they said on the addition, they said, "It's a small thing. Please just shove his arm from his crotch." Honestly, double the donation, and I'll move that up. That's all I have to say. Tim, you are a part of the comedy firmament, not just because of your wonderful shows, but also because of the single best publicity stunt / practical joke, which you pulled at Edinburgh many years ago when you bought the banner. Can you tell us about that for people who don't know? Because I'm just in love with it.
Well, there was a particular area of Edinburgh that had this massive poster, and I think Omid Jalili was on it one year, and I said, and we had the same promoter, and I said, "I'd love to look at the size of that." It was like the size of a bus. It was absolutely enormous, and I thought it'd be hilarious to have that, you know. But unfortunately, the following year I didn't have a show, but I had sort of Bagsied the spot, so I said, "Well, why don't we just put up a poster anyway?" So there was a massive poster of me like that. And it said Tim Vine, and then at the bottom right it said, "Is not at this year's Edinburgh Festival." And actually, it got more comments and more nice, reaction than if I'd written a 1 hour show. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, it was just perfect because the what I loved about it was almost like the closure of the joke. The timing on the joke was amazing. For people who know Edinburgh and weren't there that year and didn't see it, it was at the bottom of Blair Street, which goes down from Tron Square, where the Tron is. That you would walk down the street, and there used to be a building at the end of it. It was the old Gilded Balloon,
which was
a building sign with a banner, and you'd walk down. You go Tim Vine, and then you'd walk halfway down the hill before you saw around the corner and saw the punchline in the lower right. It was absolute. It was a masterpiece.
Well, that bit I didn't plan.
Oh, that's so great. Oh, sorry, you did or you didn't?
I certainly didn't. No, I didn't put a building there, Stuart.
No. I mean,
that would have been too much of an expense even for me.
So tell us, what is your favourite kind of publicity stunt or gag? Some kind of big practical gag that you've seen someone else do at Edinburgh?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Well, do people do a lot of sort of publicity stunts?
Well, occasionally
we sort of, we toil over our shows for ages, and we just go up there and do that, don't we?
Well, yeah, mostly, but every so often, like I'm sure I saw someone, I don't know if it was at Edinburgh, but I'm sure I saw at a festival, someone had done a similar genre of joke to yours. They'd got a huge banner, but they deliberately put the photo in low res. So it looks like they've sent the accidental, like the photo and the text and everything was in far too low a res, but they put it up there to look like it was a fuck up. I just wondered if there were any more that you had.
I saw a great one at Edinburgh Zoo where they did a show that was, they had all the different animals, and then one of the enclosures said human being, and it was actually in Edinburgh Zoo, and you'd walk past a human being, and then you looked and there was some humans in there. Although but they were fully clothed, which I thought was sort of, because if it was portraying the animal, then, or maybe they would be clothed. I don't know. Would they be clothed or not clothed if you saw humans in a zoo? There's a question for your viewers.
Let's go to hands up, please. Hands up if you have thoughts on whether humans should be clothed or not clothed in a zoo. David, thoughts?
I was going to talk about publicity things, so go to somebody else, but I could.
Go on.
Publicity. Well, who was it that just pretended to be Frankie Boyle?
Oh yeah, that was what's his face? Oh God, that guy. Luke McQueen.
Luke McQueen, basically.
My friend Luke McQueen, yeah.
Luke McQueen just sold a bunch of tickets to a show saying he was Frankie Boyle and just walked out and wasn't Frankie Boyle.
And then turned up and wasn't Frankie Boyle.
I also, a couple of years ago, my show was called My Cool Mac and Tyre. And I would just stand on the street corner shouting Michael McIntyre and handing out.
Very clever. That's good.
That was you. I remember. Did I punch you? No, that's a good title.
Very good.
Tim, tell us. Listen. One of your lasting contributions to comedy is Pen Behind the Ear.
Yes.
Hey, you haven't asked me what two things I'd combine. I put some effort into this.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Tim. Before we get to this Pen Behind the Ear chat, forgive me for sticking like glue to the format here. It's terribly tiresome. But what two things would you combine to make life in your house easier?
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's funny, but I can combine a fridge door and a fly swatter, just so that when you do two things at once. Right, what was the next thing?
Hang on a minute. Did you have a spare fridge door lying around? Now, is this all about?
There's a lot hinging on this.
This commitment to the joke. Have you removed the fridge?
No, I got this for a sketch in the TV thing that I did. Not that bit, just the fridge. I'm not stupid, just the door. But I had to go to the local dump and ask for it, and I said I'm after a fridge door. And he actually showed me 2 or 3 examples of fridges, and I said, I'll have that one, please. And he said, well, if you come back in an hour's time, I'll remove it for you. So there's a service that Refuge Tips offer. Probably not currently.
Amazing, great! What a lovely thing to have gathered a thing. I'm sorry, Tim. Not only is that a beautiful and arresting thing. Before we get to Pen Behind the Ear, the person who donated an unfeasible amount of money to get me to move Kermit's arm has just doubled it. In order to get
the arm, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, no, mate. Double it again, and you've got yourself a deal. No, should I? I mean, I don't. That's. I feel like that's.
No, please double down, Stu. Double down.
Yes. No.
Presumably that's what they meant. Tim, tell us all about Pen Behind the Ear.
Well, I simply throw a pen and catch it behind my ear. That's I have had one handily nearby. I throw it and catch it behind my ear like that. But I mean, sometimes it takes a long time.
I mean, it really. What's your record? It's got to be like 20 minutes or something, is it?
No, I've been around the music lasts normally sort of 45 seconds. It's going pen behind the ear, pen behind the ear. And I normally sort of try and get the thing, and I normally do it after about 3 times around the music. But I remember one time the audience didn't really like me anyway, somewhere in Australia, and it was a weird gig, and I just suddenly thought, now I'm going to try and throw a pen behind my ear, and I bet they don't like that. And sure enough, they were like, this guy was already wasting our time before he got a box of pens and started throwing them at his head. And I went around the music 8 times.
Oh, please tell us what was going on in your head on, say, the 5th time when you were bombing at a gig, and was there a certain kind of vicarious pleasure in wasting their time at that stage?
Sort of, yeah. I do get a little. When I start dying, I do get a bit belligerent and lengthen the act. There is that. Also, the other thing that always takes the pressure off me with Pen Behind the Ear is I always say to myself, I will carry on until I do it. And so, therefore, if you know that's the case, then it doesn't really matter how long it takes. You know that you're not going to ever give up. You're always going to carry on until you do it. So, therefore, it's the pressure's on the audience more than me.
Genuinely, that is, that's almost a book on self-help. That's like a rule for life. Make the decision internally.
Yes.
So sorry to interrupt you once again. They've come back to us, Tim. This never happens. Remove his hands. Just supported the infinite sofa with £250. I can only assume they've somehow hacked into PayPal and it's a dodge. There's no way anyone's going to pay that kind of money. But they do say, just fucking take Kermit's hands off his crotch. For £250, anonymous donor.
Double it.
You've got double it.
You killed.
Oh my God. So sorry, I've misunderstood the instructions. Did you? We'll do the rest of the interview like this. Tim, tell us.
He's actually got Velcro on his groin. No wonder he's
on the groin. Velcro on the groin.
There we go. Velcro on the groin. There we go. Kermit's hands are safely to one side. There we go. Thank you so much.
On the groin would be an easier trick than pen behind the ear, Matt.
He probably would. Now listen, Tim, probably you're the master of this. I feel like we should all have a go at pen behind the ear, but maybe you should go last because you'll probably get it.
Can I say that I have one thing that I do have is slightly large protruding ears, so I can look round the audience and tell you who is the best candidate for being good at this.
Have a look. Have a little look.
I would say actually Silver's looking like. I would say there's some ears there. And Damo, is it there as well?
Can someone go and get that pen from the kitchen?
Yeah.
Silver bothered getting a pen, so he's very excited about this challenge.
I think it helps if you haven't got glasses and if you haven't got a lot of hair, actually.
You can feel free to remove your glasses, guys. Let's start now. Listen, I'm going to go in order that you appear on my screen, not counting David. Your top left. We'll come back to you, David. So here we go. We'll start with David. We'll have one go each. You get one go each. If you're desperate for a second go, if you don't get it, hold the pen up and we'll maybe whiz through you. But we're going to zoom through this super quick because it could be incredible.
Very quietly sing the theme music while you're going. Here we go.
Oh, Tim's going to sing live theme. We're all participating in actual pen behind the ear. We've made Damo's night. Damo.
This is proper wistful film for me. This
pen behind the ear, pen behind the ear, pen behind.
Over the beat.
Oh, I'm not going to be able to do this. No.
Michael.
Pen behind the ear, pen.
Oh, I felt that was close. Plumbers.
Behind the ear, pen behind the ear, pen.
Oh, that was close. That was close. Sylv.
Pen behind the ear.
Oh, it was a good try. It was a good try. Clem, save us, Clem.
Pen behind the ear, pen behind the. Oh, pen behind the ear.
Rachel.
Go on, Rachel. Pen.
Oh, so close. Abby first, then Jack. Go, Abby.
Oh, I don't have a pen yet. Go shut up.
Literally never seen Abby's ears before.
Try and find a pen. Try and throw it behind your ear. Unlucky.
Jack, hit it.
Pen behind the ear.
Oh, here goes. Flatius, Flossie first.
Pen under the nose. Pen.
Come on, mate. Matthias. Nice try. Nice try. Pete.
Oh, he looks serious. Pen. Unlucky.
Oh, it was a good try, though. Alex.
Oh, Christ.
No. Oh, good ears.
Good ears, though. Richard.
Thank you.
Oh, a nice try. Leaky.
Here we go.
Has he got any
Oh my God. I mean, that is an incredible
scientific experiment.
Well, also, given that you're the last person to play, Leaky, like me and Dave and Tim haven't had a go, we could end it there, but I'm just keen to see. Dave, see if you can do a real one.
Go on, Dave.
Go on, Dave.
Come, Dave.
Oh, so close, so close. I'll try. Here we go. It's half a pen. Oh, man. Okay, Tim, we'll all sing. Here goes.
Tim,
Oh, come on.
Behind the ear, pen behind the ear, behind the ear, behind the ear,
Behind the ear. That is absolutely textbook pen behind the ear. I mean, it's sort of almost pen on top of the ear, but I don't want you to have to redo the song. Thank you, Tim. That was absolutely incredible. Now, listen, before we let you go, you suggested earlier. Oh, perfect.
That was a better one.
Before we let you go, we have a question for you from someone who. Please stop putting your pen behind the ear.
Sorry, yes,
We have a question for you from someone who teleported in. They paid for the privilege. This is Richard, and Richard has the following question for you, Tim.
How are you, Richard?
I'm very well, thank you, Tim. So I hear Katie Wicks, aka Daisy, didn't require much acting for the role. She's how do I put it? Intellectually challenged.
Katie Wicks. Katie Wicks, my friend who I was at college with and person who shares a show with Tim.
I've got to say, you couldn't be more wrong. You couldn't be more wrong. That shows what a good actress she is, because she's far from dim. She's extremely bright. So I was the Dumbo on that show.
Richard, we've fundamentally disagreed with your premise, but you may ask the rest of your question.
Well, that was the question. It was a bit of a setup. My sister used to go out with her brother.
Right.
Is that your question?
Also a question? Is that a question?
That was
yes, he did. No,
that was the question. That was the question, Tim. It was phrased as a statement.
You, Rob.
And I've always been a fan of them as a couple. Eh?
Thank you very much. Thank you, Richard. Thanks for spunking your money in an attempt to get into the show to point that out. But thank you, Richard. That's cracking work. Thanks for your contribution. And listen, we know you're the master of puns, Tim. We wondered, could you teach one of us? Could you coach a willing volunteer?
Now, listen, the key thing is it's all in the facial expressions. You've got to front it out. Okay, it's a bit like the pen behind the ear thing. It's not really about the pen, it's about the ear. So it's about the expression you do. It's about the expression you do before the joke, expression during, and then afterwards. So, for example, if the joke is Velcro, what a rip-off, you go, Velcro, what a rip-off. Just change shoulders afterwards. So there it is.
Can we have a hand up? Who would like some expert professional coaching from Tim to do one of his jokes? James was first with the hand up there. Sorry, Jack. Apologies. It's James were. So Jack.
Away you go, Jack. Go
on. So it's Velcro. What a rip-off. You know the faces. You know the shoulders. Hit it, Jack.
Velcro. What a rip-off.
Oh, nice. That was an interesting one. That's different.
That was nice. I liked
Velcro.
it.
What a rip-off.
Yeah, very good. Can we have another volunteer and another joke from Tim? Another volunteer. Here we are. Damo, I know is a huge fan of yours, Tim.
I'd like you to do one-arm butlers. They can take it, but they can't dish it out.
Here we go.
One-arm butlers. They can take it, but they can't dish it out.
I love about that. That was almost turned into Alec Guinness at the end there, didn't it?
Lovely job. Thank you, Damo. Let's have one more before we wrap up the show. Let's have maybe we'll have two more. Let's have Rachel. Go for it, Rachel. Tim, let's have a joke for Rachel, please.
All right. I tell you what often gets overlooked: garden fences.
Take it away.
I'll tell you what often gets overlooked. You know, garden fences.
Yeah!
Fantastic work, Rachel. That was absolutely superb.
A little extra ad lib of a line in there as well. She was working the audience halfway through that.
They do say with a one-liner, the important thing is to add as many words as possible. And here we go. He donated to the show. He teleported in. Firm fan favourite, Richard Edwards. Let's have a fresh joke.
Okay, Richard, here's your joke. Your joke is I went down the local shoe. This is slightly more involved because I feel like you're a man who can cope with this. I went down the local shoe shop. I said, I want my shoes fixed. He said, so? I said, I want my shoes fixed.
Is that too long, Richard? Should we give that to someone else, or are you okay with that?
Yeah.
All right, so a shorter one. Let me do a short one if you like.
Let's do a short one. Let's do a short one.
Right, shorter one. Black Beauty. He's a dark horse.
Here we go.
Black Beauty. He's a dark horse.
Yes!
Lovely stuff. Thank you so much. Thanks, Tim Vine. Let's give Tim a huge round of applause. What a hero. I can't believe we all played actual pen behind the ear. Tim, there is one final request we have for you, which again, I forgot to prep. Don't blame me, blame Sebethy for nosing up my spreadsheet and doing a brilliant job of it. Tim, we like at this stage of the show, this is called A Law for Whore. This is David Hoare, and we would like all of the guests of this show to create a law such that for every future show, it's something that David has to do or has to avoid doing. So thinking on your feet, apologies with no prep. It needs to be possible. It would be good if it slightly stretched him or were difficult somehow, but possible and something that he can do every time he appears on the show for the rest of his natural life.
Well, I think for all future shows, your right ankle should be exposed, whereas the left one should be covered by the sock.
Very nice. Very nice. Let's get that going now. And let's just check. Can we do an ankle check at the top of the show? Don't die.
Don't fall. Don't fall.
Don't fall.
Don't knock your microphone.
That was your foot for sure.
Oh yeah. No, I don't know. Yes. There you go. There's one.
There it is.
There it is. All for Hort. Thank you so much, Tim. You've been a joy. Thanks so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Tim Vine, everybody. Oh my Lord. What a show. What a show. Thank you so much to Tim. Thank you for everybody. We've got some artwork, do we have some artwork we can share with you? We maybe do that at the top of next show. It's probably too horrific. I am still reeling from those enormous donations, but I feel the statute of limitations has passed. Let's just pop that back there where it belongs. Oh, even better. That was so much fun. I briefly lost focus. Whoever you are, I don't know if we were able to discover from Streamlabs the identity of our phenomenal donor, in fact. I suspect Callum is now telling me in secret. Oh, it was you again. Thank you. That's not for, we won't reveal your identity. Thank you for being a mysterious benefactor. That's not the first time you've donated, but that was absolutely sensational. Thank you very much. Your identity remains forever. Rachel. No, it wasn't, not really. Incredible work. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the show. Thank you, everyone. The things I need to tell you at the very end are that next week's show, we have Dana Alexander, we have Annie McGrath, we have Jen Brister, sensational comic all. We'll be doing some art maybe with Annie, and who knows, maybe being, I can't say what I was going to say. My point is, it was a riff about the fact that Jen Brister can really turn it on and be quite scary. And then I thought, no, I won't say that because that might insult her, and I am scared of her. So Jen, Dana, and Annie will all be here. Remember, please, before we wrap up, this is a free show. I mean, no one's going to donate now because the secret mystery person whose name I nearly said, I'm so sorry, Callum, don't tell me next time, don't donate anymore. We've done. I mean, if you enjoyed it, you can donate from now or from the beginning of this show for a chance to be in next time's show. This is, guys, I'm going to be serious here. It's been 6 months. It's our 6 months anniversary. This is officially the 6 month anniversary. That picture was glorious. Matthias, 1,000 apologies for kicking you out of the room, but you do get to be special in that way at least. I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you from the bottom of my tiny, cold, black heart. I am loving this. It's glorious. We've got a load of thank yous. We're going to raid Suze Kempner in just a moment as well, so stick around for more fun content. Fun content. That's hashtag fun content, but you have to pronounce this impossible. My point is, it's been 6 months of this shit and I've absolutely loved it. I can't believe it's 6 months, and I genuinely feel, I'm not going to look at the numbers because the numbers aren't important. This has been one of the best ones. Almost, it's like Glastonbury. Every time you finish, you go, best one ever again. Thank you all for continuing to be a part of it. This is great, and I feel like we've got some momentum, and I'm full of energy, and I can't wait to do more of them. So join us next week. In the meantime, thank you to Remove His Hands, £100 my arse, Move Kermit's arm, Eamon, please move Kermit's arm, Mr. Plumbers, John, Sarah, Fuzzydelic, PS Twitch, Kevin, Canking Wormit, Wanking Kermit, Hyde, Men at Arms, Tom Ward Fan Club loves you too. Nice. Redwoods, Philip Little, Kate Webb, Nick Blakes, Occult, I know it when I see it, Linda on Redwoods again, and Mr. J Hardacre. Thank you, everybody. We will have the green room now, and we'll just put the details of the Zoom room. So feel free to jump in, and we'll all have a lovely debrief about this. Please don't join if you're a naked, wanking old man, but feel free to join. You're simply an old man. Just don't be naked. Don't be wanking, and feel free to join whoever you are. That's everything. The current child labour podcast is Ivo Graham. The current episode of ComCom Pod, I don't know, but I think it's Alistair Beckett King. There's bootleg merch available at infinitesofa.com. And tomorrow on this channel, it's Chops at 8 p.m. with Maria Bamford doing reading material with Joe Caulfield, Mickey Overman, Jonathan Mayer, and Alison June Smith. It's going to be a blinder. I'm hosting. I will see you there at 8. And we are now going to raid Suze Kempner. So hello, Suze. Goodbye. Mwah, everyone. We'll see you in the green room if you want to jump on the Zoom link. Adios. Look after yourselves. I can't be bothered.